Yes, Semakula.
Good evening to you.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Okay. Where are the members?
Maybe they will join on the way. Others are still trying to install Android Studio.
Okay.
Others are still having problems with the installation.
Okay. You can do. Listen. Yes, later.
So today we are going to be having only one session.
Okay. Okay, we can start.
Okay. So we have been looking at the stateless widget, and I think today marks the end of our stateless widget. Next week we shall start. We shall look at stateful widget. So today I want us to design some simple thing, and it is. So I'm going to be copying from my national ID. So I want to design something which is similar to this national ID. So I'm going to go to my file, and where there is body, I want to delete everything from the body. Also, let me look at the up bar. Also, I want to edit the up bar. So I can remove each and everything from the scaffold. So let me first make my scaffold empty. So I think now it's okay. So now in this scaffold, I'm going to be having the up bar. So I have the up bar property and then the up bar widget. And in this up bar widget, I want to be having a title, and this title will be a text widget. And inside the text, I'm going to type something which is the national ID. National ID card. And then inside this text, I want to give it some style. So I will use the style property, and then I use the text style widget. And inside this text style widget, I can define different things. I can define the font size. The font size, I want my font size to be 20.0. Let me also define the font weight, and I make it bold. That is font weight, and then it will be font weight dot bold dot bold. I also want to define the font family. Since I already have some font families I imported. So which font families? Let me check in my. I have dancing script, and I can use dancing script. I remember when I was renaming, I used dancing script. So when you are not sure, you have to check in the pubspec.yaml and you see how you named those font families. Maybe this is not there. Let me go back and see in the pubspec.yaml file. Let me open it and I see what's there. So when I open my pubspec.yaml, in the family, I'm seeing dancing script, and then I'm seeing Vioda. So those are the two families I have. So I can use any of the two. So let me use dancing script. Okay, let me use Vioda. So that is our font family. Font style, let us space it. Okay, this is the name of the font family. So I should put it in a quotes. Then the error disappears. Let me first save that. And then we go to the body. Then I also want to make it centered. So I'll come to the title. So my title ends from where? My title ends from here. Then I use the center title.
Center widget.
No, it's just the center title. Is a boolean. Is it supposed to be like that? Okay, I put it inside the text.
Center.
It is supposed to be after the text. Then it is called the center title if you want to center the title. So I type center title. Then I make it true, since this is a boolean. What's wrong with that?
I think capital
Capital at capital
T.
Okay, it's a property, so it has to be small. So what about this one? Is it supposed to be small?
Then true. True is supposed to be small.
Okay. Okay, I had put a semicolon instead of a comma. Then we go to the body. I'm done with the up bar. So I can leave the background color like that. So I go to the body. And then in my body, what should I put there? Okay, I'm going to use I'm going to use the column widget. So when I use the column widget, inside the column widget, I want to put in some children because I want to put multiple widgets inside. And my first widget, so what should be our first widget? because we want to put there a profile picture. So we want to put in a space for inputting the profile picture. So which one should we use, which is better? Because if I use an image, it will cover a bigger space. Then we have something which you call a circle avatar. We have a circle avatar widget. You are going to see how.
First, wait.
Yes.
First, wait. Are we supposed to put the container? Or we don't need a container?
I don't want to use a container. I want something to be circular. So I want a profile picture to be covered in a circular thing. So I can use the circle avatar widget. There is a circle avatar widget which can do that for us. So when you use the circle avatar widget, we can just give it a background image. The background image, let me say network image. Then inside, I put in the location of the image. I want to use the assets. Then slash, let me use space2.jpg because those are the only images I have. Another thing I can give it, let me first save this one and we see how the circle avatar looks like. I think you are seeing the circle avatar, how it looks like.
I've seen it.
But that circle avatar is small, so I want to make it bigger. So I will include the radius since this is a circle. The circle has to be with the radius. So I can give it a radius, maybe radius 50.0. We see how it looks like. I see now it is bigger.
I've seen.
So let me just increase it to something like a 70. At least that one will be okay. Then after
I give it 100.
100 won't be, isn't it so big? Okay, it can be 100.
70 is enough.
70 is enough.
70. Okay, 70.
But it depends on the size of the profile picture you want to put it there. But since me, I don't have a profile picture, I can use that one. Then when I look at my national ID from the up bar, I see that the avatar is very closer. I don't want it to be closer like that. So there is something called a sized box. So I'm going to use a sized box. Is that okay? So let me see. Let me see where the error is.
It's supposed to be in the upper bar.
Okay, it has to be with something inside. So I want it to be just having the height. So I'm going to give it a height of 10.0. Which other thing is wrong with it? Too many arguments expected 0 but found 1. But longer still. To remove the extra positional argument or specify the name of the named argument. So what is wrong with that? Size the box. because we also have a divider, but the size the box is better. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it inside. To cut it from there,
Inside.
I'm going to put it inside the body. Inside the children, before the avatar, I want to put it there.
Okay.
Now it's okay. So let me save and I see. So I want to create some space between the up bar and then that image I have included. I think now it's okay. Now it has created some space. Then another thing we are going to do on my national ID, I'm seeing first surname, given name. So when I look at surname and given name, which widget is that? It is a text form field because you have to include some text. So if I want a user to just type there the name, meaning that I'm going to use a text form field there. That is text form field. So that is another widget. Inside that text form widget, I can have which properties. It has the decoration. It has the decoration property. Then under the decoration uses the input decoration, which is a widget. Input decoration. So when I click on that input decoration, they are telling us it has a label text, a label style, a helper text, a helper style, a hint text, like you can put in a hint, like enter the name. It has the hint style. It has many properties, but among those properties, I'm going to use the border. I want to give it a border. And this border, which border should it be? Maybe I can use underline. The underline input border. See there. Then I can give it the label text because I want it to be having the label text. This label text, I just put the text there because it's label text. So I can't bring back a text widget. So for it, it as well include that text widget. That's why it's called label text. Then I can say surname. Surname. I put a comma there.
So before you call Semakula.
Yes.
On border what? If I go to border. It's property. It's what? It's property where it is underlined input border. Is it the function or what?
Like we have outline input border. Like outline. Are you seeing those words? Outline input border, which draws around it.
Are you getting me?
Like we have underline input border. It just puts there an underline, like a line where you have to put the text. Then we have outline, which draws something like a rectangle. I think you are seeing it. Outline. Let me use outline, which draws something like a rectangle where you put the text. Then I think I'm done with it, but still I'm seeing another text field. Let me just copy this one and I paste it, then I just edit. That is Ctrl+C. Because I'm also seeing another section for given name. I'm seeing another section for nationality. I can do the same. I'm seeing another section for date of birth. Okay, we shall look at that part on how we input a date. So I think those are enough. Now let us just edit. So the first one was surname. let this one be given name. Given name. Then this one to be nationality. So we shall look at other things like a selection if you want to select nationality. Then the next one is sex. And those options are enough. Let us save and see. I think you are seeing.
I'm seeing.
When I come and I click on surname, let me see. I think you are seeing that now I can enter the surname.
Yeah, I'm seeing.
When I go to given name, I can enter the given name. When I go to nationality, but I want to add some spacing. So I'm going to go to the sized box and I copied the sized box, which is here, so that I can put some space. I just copy it. Then even, so after the text form field, the first one, let me paste it there. After the second one, I do the same. After the third one, I do the same. Even after the last one, I can as well do the same. Let me save and see the change. I think you are seeing now that we have some space.
I'm seeing. For me, I'm having an issue on mine. There's something on size the what? Size the
box.
Box, eh? Yeah, it is showing me an error, but I've put it under children.
Inside the children.
I first yeah.
It has to be capital S and capital B.
Capital S, eh?
It is a widget.
Okay.
So
I've seen, yeah, it's now okay.
You have to know the difference between a widget and a property. Then another thing we are going to put after our text fields, we are going to be having a button because we want a submit button there. So I'm going to be having an elevated button. Which is also another widget. Elevated button. Then they are telling me that I have to be having the onPressed method. So I'm going to define the onPressed method inside. Then let me see other properties I can be having. I can have the onPressed, longPressed. So why is it still showing that red thing? Let me see. Try adding this. Okay. So inside I'm going to put a child, and that child will be a text widget. Inside this text widget, I'm going to write something submit. and I just save. So I think that now our button is there.
I've seen it.
So let me see the other property there. Those are enough. Now I'm going to go back. So our card is already centered. Now what I'm going to do after that profile picture, I want to draw a line which acts as a divider. Our circle avatar stops from here. So after there, I want to draw a divider which divides the profile picture from what is down. So we call it a divider widget. And inside that divider widget, I can just give it a height. Maybe I can give it a height of 60.0. Then I can give it the color such that you can see the difference. You can say
on the image, yeah?
No, like after the circle avatar, then I have included I want a line to divide that profile picture from what is down. Just a horizontal line. So just want a horizontal line there. So I can give it a color which is gray, 600. What's wrong with the spelling? What? Okay, colors.gray. Let me save it and we see how that line looks like. Are you seeing that horizontal line there?
I've seen it. It separates, yeah?
Yeah, it separates what is up from what is down. So let me put it at 20.0. Yeah. Then, like, if you want to, for example, if you want to center something, like if I want the circle avatar to be centered, but I don't want to delete what is here, and then I delete it, then I put it inside the center widget. What you do, are you seeing this candle which is here? So I just click on that arrow, and it can bring options: wrap with the widget, wrap with the center. So when I click on wrap with the center, are you seeing that it has created the center widget now? Are you seeing?
Yeah.
It has created the center widget.
So you go on the image, yeah?
No, like, let me first remove. Like if I want to center anything, like now I want to center the circle avatar. I want to center the circle avatar. So when I click on the circle avatar, then you see that candle which comes. So when I click there, I see that arrow.
Yeah.
So when I click on that arrow, there are some options. Wrap with center, wrap with column,
widget,
wrap with container, wrap with padding, wrap with the row. So if I want to center that widget, I go to wrap with the center. Such that, and when you click on it, now you are seeing that the avatar, which was here, now there is a center widget. The avatar has been sent to a child.
Yeah.
Because we say that when you are when you want a widget to be inside the widget, you have to use a property. And here you have to use the child property. It's only the column which can accommodate many widgets. So that's how it does. Even if I want to remove it, I click on center, then the candle comes. When I click there, there's that option, which is, let me see, remove this widget. Are you seeing that option? Are you seeing? When I remove it, now the circle avatar comes up and the center widget goes away. I think you are seeing that logic. So instead of the other time we are writing,
so
the other time what we had to first write the center widget, then we copy this one and we paste inside the center widget.
Wait, I have a question. To remove the center widget, use the same procedure.
Use the same
tapping on the.
Yeah, you see now, like when I center and when I go back to center and I click there, I see the candle. I think you are seeing the last option, remove this widget.
Yeah.
It removes that center widget and then the circle avatar comes up like it was. So you can use it anywhere. Like if you were designing something and then in the middle you discover that you want it to be centered, but you don't want to first delete and you write a center widget. So you just click there, you see that candle, you click on that candle, then it will bring options. Even if you want to wrap it with a container, you can wrap it with a container. Even if you want to wrap it with padding, with a row, with a sized box. So anything you want. So it brings those options. So now we have designed the basic login form. So when I count the surname, to bring option, when I click there, you are seeing that now it is a text box. I can add something. I can type there something. Again, when I go to the given name, I can type there something. When I go to the nationality, I can type there something. Even the sex, I can type there something. And then when I click on the submit button, it will submit. But for now, I haven't created a method within the submit. That's why the button doesn't bring anything. But when you go to the stateful widget, we shall design many, like you can design like 3 pages, such that when you click on submit, it takes you to the next page. But that logic is in the stateful widget. We can't use that logic within a stateless widget.
So this is a text format field, eh?
Yes. So it is a text.
Okay.
Yeah. It is a form text field. That's how they call it. A text form field. But so, you can always explore more widgets. Because some of the widgets are actually you discover them when you are designing something. Like when I was designing this thing, I realized that when I use a container, it will be a rectangle, yet I want something circular. Then I remembered the circle avatar, which does that. So some of the widgets, you discover them when you are designing something. And whenever you design something, you always have to make sure that you upload it on GitHub. Like today, I uploaded another code for searching. There is a code which I designed with Python for searching, which I can use. Maybe I can just run for you that code and you see what it does.
You see,
yes.
I got some issues with my what?
With your what?
With the actually, I hosted it, but when I tap on the link, I don't see anything there.
Okay, you share with me maybe via WhatsApp and you see. So I want to open this folder, and you see my searching technique which I implemented with Python. And then there is a folder there called searching, cd, searching, and you can only run that from the command prompt. You can't run it from the application. Now I'm going to run that application, like it's Python 3. It is called searching.py. And I'm going to give it a text. I designed some text which you can give it, and the searching process will start. Now, when you look at this, I have A and I have B. Are you seeing that?
Yeah.
So I want to move from A to B using the shortest path. And then this technique will show you that you have to move via these steps up to B. I think we're seeing that.
Yeah.
So if I give it maze 2, because I designed the 3 things, maze 1, maze plan, maze 2. When I give it maze 2, you see that now it has changed a bit. That now I have to look for, I see that now I have to look, I'm from A, but I have to look for B, but I want it to use the shortest, most possible method, because remember I have the depth first search and I have the breadth, but I want it to use the shortest. And then for it will choose the best. And you can see that it moved from here. It looks for the optimal solution. So that's the algorithm I designed. I can also give it maze 3. I just used Python.
Using Python?
Yes. So I have maze 3. Let me give it, I think you are seeing maze 3. That it has to move from here until it finds the B. I just implemented those searching techniques using Python. And I have uploaded the project today on Git. So it's always
That's great, man.
Whenever you design something, like now I'm designing something, but I'm using machine learning. So after I also implement, I'll also upload it. So I think that's enough for the stateless widget. At least I've implemented most of the things we have covered, and even new concepts are there. Now the other things like rows, those are easy things. When you know how to use a column, then you know how to use a row. So you can be practicing. I'm going to send some forms via the group, such that you can look at them and you design the application for the interface for those forms.
Okay.
So that's the best way you can always practice. Because most of the interviews I've been doing, they give you actually a login form and they tell you to design it. Just a simple form. If they want to complicate life, they tell you to implement the back end. And when you know Firebase, then the back end is always simple. Okay, I think we shall start from there next week.
After the front end,
we are still looking at the front end. Then after next week, we are doing a project. I think that project will take us a week, which is the world time project, whereby if you want to select the time for Berlin, you can click on the Berlin and then you get the time. So meaning that we have to implement some logic there, aside that we just get the time directly from the satellite, instead of us inputting the time, because we want the current time. So that project will take us like a week. And then after that project, we start the back end.
Okay.
And the back end, when you're using Firebase, the back end is always simple because all the codes are in that. So Firebase becomes simple. But still, after Firebase, you have to make sure you master another framework like Laravel, because Laravel is now on market. So when you have the Flutter skills,
Yeah.
and then you know Firebase and Laravel, when you go to companies like SafeBorder, they use Laravel as the back end. So most of the companies have been going to either they use Laravel or they use Django. But Laravel is now out competing Django because Django is a Python package, then Laravel is a PHP package. It's a framework for PHP.
That is MongoDB is what?
Which one?
MongoDB.
MongoDB.
Yeah.
I have never used MongoDB actually. I even don't know how it works, but I have never used it. Because me mostly in the back end, I always use either Python or I use Laravel. Because when I use Python, I have to use Django, which is the Python framework. So I always use those if I always don't want to explore other things. Because since I'm deep into Python, so I always prefer using Python things.
Django.
Yeah. But in most cases I use Laravel. I rarely use Django. Because Laravel is very secure. That's why they prefer using it.
Is it easy?
Of course, in programming, everything is easy and everything is hard. It depends on the person and the time you give it. So I can't.
Because I was asking the best that you can use always. That's what I was meaning.
Like currently I'm doing a course for machine learning online. But when I had started that course, on the introduction, they told me that you can't study machine learning before learning data analysis. And I got a course for data analysis, which I'm doing for just this week. Meaning that in 1 week I must be completed. I must have done that data analysis. Then the next week I go deep into machine learning. So it depends on the time you give it.
Yeah.
Because I always give, actually my data analysis contains some calculations, some theory. You have to be good in Python language, Python packages, frameworks. But I always just give it time. Because tomorrow I'll be summarizing the last part of data analysis, because I realize that I have some packages like pandas, there is NumPy, there is SciPy, which we use in machine learning, but you have to learn them from data analysis. So I had to first go through a course for data analysis.
Okay.
So I think we shall start from.
Have you finished your internship?
Internship, I will start, but I will either do it from the AI lab or from Wimea.
Yeah.
Those two options, because I want to do it from
where?
Either from the AI lab. I think AI lab is on level 5, or Wimea. I think you know that Wimea ICT lab.
Where is it?
It is also at courses. Why it is at level 5 also.
Okay.
So
but is it open?
I don't know how we do it, but for the Wimea, they accepted my application already. Then AI lab, I did the.
Was there before leaving campus? It was almost locked, so there was a sky there. So I don't know that those rooms will be open.
Okay, I'll ask and see whether it will be online, because for the AI lab, I did the internship. I did the interview today. Yeah, the interview was today morning, very early in the morning.
Online, eh?
Yeah, it was online. Actually, it was a 15-minute interview. And they told me they'll give me the feedback over the weekend.
You keep waiting.
So I'll choose from those two places since they are nearby. And if it is online, but in most cases, I don't prefer online things. especially when you are doing
Even me, man.
when you are doing practical things. I also have one for safe border, but for safe border to start on in July.
July, that's far.
And the other places I have Yellow Bird. Yellow Bird, they accepted my application, but it is verified. It is in Intinda, so that's daily transport. Actually, I had to go there to check on them, but I didn't go because I saw that the place was far.
Far.
So if you have to get a border from Nansana to Ntinda every day, so meaning that you have to spend at least to 15K on transport every day.
15K, and that's too. It's too much, man.
So if you add the lunch, so it becomes much.
So for me, when I don't know how I'm going to do it,
But there is a possibility of designing for yourself a project. There is that possibility.
And you hand in.
Yes, and you hand in. For example, if actually that's a good thing, especially when you are learning. That's a good thing actually, because you can sit and design your application, and you say that this is my application I want to design. Then each day you design a page, then you write a report about what you have done that day. That's also a good thing actually.
I will see how I'll do it. If everything fails, I'll do my own project.
Actually, for me, if I was to do that project, I already have my existing project which I did for research. I just use the same project.
Research.
Yes, because the supervisors are now different.
Yeah.
So I just do the same project, then I make some editing. I add the things which will make me get for max.
Max.
Yes. Even the report, I edit the other report, and then I'm done.
For research.
Yes. Okay, nice time. We shall start from there.
Hi.
Hello.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
It's so quiet.
She was
Yeah,
there.
I came in late. Like,
Okay.
I've been around.
So is now your Android studio working?
Like, I followed that. Yeah, it's working, and I'm starting up. Like, I missed some classes, but I'm trying to catch up.
Okay, I made a playlist and I shared the link in the WhatsApp group. When you go there, you can see day 1, day 2, day 3. So I'm going to upload for day 4, which was yesterday, and day 5, which is for today. So you can always pass through and you see. Such that by Monday we are at the same pace.
Actually, show everything.
At least for today we have done
Yeah, I'm going to do.
Today we have done a project actually. It was a login form. It was a simple login form. So when you try to look through what we have covered, then you'll be at the same level with us.
Yeah, by the end of this weekend, I'm going to be at the same place with you guys.